Jeff Yordon and the Yordon family. Jeff, a 1970 NIU alumnus, is a member of both football and track and field at the time. He committed to and then provided the largest gift ever to NIU athletics to develop the Yordon Center. It bears his name, of course. And it is still a game-changing facility for the NIU football program as well as the rest of Husky athletics. The Yordons have also supported the Kenneth and Ellen Chesick Practice Center, among many, many other projects around the campus here in DeKalb. Jeff Yordon is also a former chairman of the NIU Foundation, a member of the board of directors, and has been a regular visiting professor within the NIU College of Business as well as the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And tonight, it is time for Jeff Yordon to step into the NIU Athletics Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Yordon.
Well, I didn't prepare a speech, but I want to talk about the fact that in 1966, I came to Northern. My parents told me if I didn't have a scholarship, I wasn't going to go to any school. And Northern offered me a scholarship in both football and track. And I never came back to campus for 32 years. Spent most of that time in California, and I used to get called all the time, would you like to get engaged? And finally, about 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, John Peters and Jim Phillips and Joe Novak met with me and said, we have a vision. And I said, well, if that vision is trying to be the next Boise State, I'm interested in that, but if the vision is to be sort of mediocre, I'm not. They asked me if I would get engaged with the school and spend time with the team. And again, I was living in California at the time, so I committed to going to football games in the 2003 season. I don't know how many of you remember the 2003 season, but Northern couldn't have picked a better season for me to get involved. We beat Maryland in the first game. The third game of the year, we were in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with a 28-point underdog and beat Alabama 19-16, which was one of the most amazing nights of my life. And a week later, we beat Iowa State, and we were ranked 9th in the country. And I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did Northern work this out, okay, to get me to commit to this? So, long story short, we talked about what does it take to bring top student athletes to Northern. And the conclusion in market research said that, number one, we needed facilities. And those of you that remember, we probably had the worst facilities in college football. Number two, we needed national exposure. And that was the year that ESPN came up with the idea that some of you like and some of you don't, the Tuesday and Wednesday night national television. Our theory was we can't compete with Ohio State on Saturday, but we can certainly compete with nobody on Tuesday and Wednesday night, okay? And one of the controversies that we had, and by the way, I came from really a lower middle class family, and I slap myself all the time to think that I was in a position to give this kind of money to a school that I love. Okay. One of the discussions and arguments we had was I wanted to have an academic corridor in the Yordon Center. The powers to be said, no, it's an athletic facility. And my response to that was, 99% of these people are not going to end up in professional sports. We have to prepare these people for life. And one of the things I'm most proud of is not just the victories and the MAC championships, is the student athletes' performance in the classroom. Since the Yordon Center has opened, we have been one of the top schools in the nation in graduation rate and GPA, and that's the most important thing there is. So, my investment in this university is the best investment I've ever made. The returns are amazing. Watching the kids and the recruiting of such wonderful kids, it's been a blessing. I want to thank my family for putting up with it. I want to thank my wife, Jennifer, who I drag out to every game when I'm glad to hear that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'll remember this for the rest of my life. Thank you.